Love isn't always simple, and passion often comes at a price. Welcome to Intrigue Romance, where secrets, betrayal, and forbidden desires collide. Tonight, we take you into a story you won't forget, where love is never what it seems. It was a crisp January weekend, and my husband, Ethan, was busy as always, engrossed in his work. He never made a big deal about his birthday, often brushing off the idea of grand celebrations. But this year, I wanted to change that. Ethan had been working so hard, and he deserved to feel special. With the help of my sister, Lily, I planned a surprise that I hoped would show him just how much he meant to us. The idea came to me a month before Ethan's birthday. Lily and I were chatting over the phone when I mentioned that Ethan's birthday was coming up. Lily immediately suggested we do something memorable. She and Ethan had always shared a sibling-like bond, and she was just as eager as I was to make the day extraordinary. After a lot of brainstorming, we decided to throw an intimate surprise party at home, something personal yet meaningful that Ethan would cherish forever. Keeping the entire plan a secret was a challenge. Ethan and I share everything, and he has a knack for picking up on the slightest hint that something is amiss. To cover our tracks, I told him that Lily would be visiting for a few days to spend time with us. That part wasn't entirely a lie, as Lily and I were incredibly close, and her presence wouldn't raise any suspicions. She arrived 2 days before Ethan's birthday, and from the moment she stepped through the door, the planning began in earnest. The first task was decorating the house. We wanted to create a cozy yet festive atmosphere, so we spent hours stringing fairy lights, blowing up balloons, and creating a photo wall filled with snapshots of Ethan's life. From childhood pictures to our wedding photos, every image told a story. It was exhausting but rewarding, and by the time we were done, the living room felt like a magical space filled with love and warmth. Next came the cake. Ethan's favorite dessert is red velvet cake, and while Lily and I are far from professional bakers, we decided to make it ourselves. It turned into quite an adventure. The kitchen looked like a war zone, with flour on the counters and frosting everywhere. After a few hilarious missteps, we finally managed to bake a beautiful and delicious cake. By the end of it, we were laughing so hard that we forgot about the mess. On the day of his birthday, I kept things deliberately low-key. I wished him a casual happy birthday in the morning and acted as though it was just another day. Ethan seemed slightly disappointed, but didn't say much. As the day went on, I casually mentioned that we needed to pick up something from a friend's house that evening. He agreed without questioning me, though he looked puzzled. When the evening arrived, I led Ethan out of the house under the pretense of running an errand. Meanwhile, Lily stayed behind to greet the guests as they arrived. Close friends and family members gathered in the living room, keeping quiet and out of sight. When Ethan and I walked back through the door, he was greeted with a thunderous surprise. His reaction was priceless. He froze for a moment, his eyes wide with shock as he took in the decorations, the familiar faces, and the warm, festive atmosphere. Then a big smile spread across his face, and he turned to me, his voice filled with emotion, and said, "You did all this for me?" The evening that followed was nothing short of magical. We started with a slideshow that Lily and I had put together, showcasing Ethan's life through pictures and short video clips. As the images played, Ethan's face lit up with laughter and nostalgia. His friends shared stories about their adventures with him, while his parents beamed with pride. The highlight of the night was a skit that Lily and I performed. It was a playful reenactment of Ethan's quirks, like his love for organizing his tools and his tendency to fall asleep during every movie. He laughed so hard he had tears in his eyes, and the whole room joined in. Later, as we all gathered around to cut the cake, Ethan looked genuinely touched. He made a short speech, thanking everyone for being there and expressing how much it meant to him. He even joked about how he never suspected a thing, despite my suspicious behavior leading up to the party. As the night wound down and the guests began to leave, Ethan pulled me aside. "This is the best birthday I've ever had," he said, his voice soft and sincere. "I don't know how you and Lily pulled this off, but I feel so loved and lucky." That moment made all the effort worth it. It wasn't just about the decorations, the cake, or even the surprise itself. It was about making Ethan feel cherished and creating a memory that we could look back on for years to come. After everyone had left, Lily and I stayed up late, sipping coffee and reminiscing about the day. The house was a mess, but it didn't matter. We had done what we set out to do, given Ethan a birthday filled with love, laughter, and joy.